Good evening, Backloggery. This is the first weekly Backloggery Breakdown where I take you through what I've been up to this week and cite remake news. This week, since I'm getting back into things now that the semester's over and my wedding's over, I've been what's called refactoring code. It's basically going over everything, reorganizing it, making sure it's tidy, and there's not a lot of extra things that don't need to be there. I've mostly been working with the CSS, which is what defines what the website looks like this past week. Mostly got all that squared away. But that's boring. If you're not a programmer, then, you know, there'd be too much jargon. So now that the site is reorganized, I can take you through what the remake looks like right now, and you can see what we're working with here. So this is what we have of the default profile page here. You've got different look at the breakdown of your backlog statistics and your systems, similar to what is there on the current site, but a little more visually exciting. You might have noticed that I have changed the colors of the different game statuses and also the icons. Probably a controversial move, but when this much color is all over the web page, I wanted the colors to be something that looked more harmonious together. I'm not 100% final on the icons yet, but I like them. Maybe tweak them a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. But the big exciting feature, probably the remake, is being able to edit games in page. Some of this is still rough. I'm still reorganizing the last bit of CSS here. But you get a general idea. Let's say I beat Kadash. So I flip that over to beat and a little twirl, and the game's updated. Nice and easy. And we can also delete. You can need a confirmation to that, but they flip away, all slick like. Good stuff. What else we got here? Good old Pig's Note. Nothing new there. Ignore my weird text that I cut and pasted from some random location. The system networks. This is something I'm sure people will enjoy. You can now link to any site you want. So any system IDs, your Twitter, your Facebook, whatever. Should have done that in the first place. Let's see, what else can we go here? Let's go over to the actual game list. Again, similar to what is currently there, but cleaned up and nicer looking. Why don't we do a fortune cookie? You can now select up to 10 different games. So if you want to have a selection to choose from of what you're going to play next, you could do that, for example. I'll just do the 3 here, and they kind of fade in here, fancy like. Then you can, do whatever you need to do with them. What else we got? We got add a game. I reorganized this. There's still some things I need to add back in, like compilations and things like that. But I like it. It looks pretty clean right now. I'm liking it so far. Let's add a game. We'll add some Mr. Do. Mr. Do is unfinished, unfortunately. I've not been able to beat Mr. Do yet. That is a Super Nintendo game, among other things. Got your region, rating. I should probably change this to like a fancy star hover over thing, but that works for now. We're just getting the site out the door at this point. Difficulty ratings are new, so if this is something that's going to be more interesting when we aggregate data later on. So if you're interested in a game, you can check it out and see if people think it's too hard or if it's hard but in a good way, or relaxing, too easy, whatever you have. Mr. Do hurts so good. That's what I think about Mr. Do. I'd like to. I mean, this is all functional now. This is probably mostly what it's going to be like when the site launches, but I'd like to maybe make that Ajax like the editing games are, so it's you don't get the page refresh when you're doing it. Settings are pretty rough right now. I need to. Again, this might be what it looks like when it launches, but I would like to clean this up a little more. You got editing your page colors. We have preset colors now, so if you're not inclined to work with colors yourself, you can pick between some presets here, find what you like. Banners and avatars being uploaded to the site itself now. One thing I don't think I've really talked about right now, my plan is to have it so if you're adding a game, you only get a list of systems that you have added as a system that you own. So if you buy a new system, you'll have to come into your settings, to your systems, and add a new system that you don't own already. I think I've added all of these already, so it's bad demonstration. Uh, and later on with that, I could put a little note you could add to system. So like, hey, this is my favorite system when I was growing up or what have you. Um, I'll be curious what people think of that as a system going forward. It cleans up the list when you're adding a game, so you don't have that ginormous list of systems to scroll through, but also a little bit of work up front. So let me know. Yeah, that's about the size of it. Front page, cleaned up, simple to the point, little dressier looking. One of the things I'm working on right now is making the site responsive, which means making it adapt as screen sizes get smaller to fit on your phone. Got a little bug with the nav bar here. Still need to clean up the nav bar. That's one of the things I haven't really touched yet in my refactoring. You get a better idea of what this does on this page. So as I shrink the window, this column will drop down below. So you don't have two skinny columns, you have one larger column. It fits better on your phone that way. I might pop the name up top here. So that's on top, but we'll see. But yeah, that's a pretty good rough overview of where we are. Still a lot of little things to implement, a few big things. Need to do the multi-tap, need to do comments and PMs and that sort of stuff, but that shouldn't be too terribly hard. So yeah, thanks for supporting the Backloggery, letting me work on this, and I'll see you guys next week.